Welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Today I want to talk to you about the New World Order. Yes, the conspiracy group, the Illuminati. Not quite, but yeah, let's get into that. So the way I see things is we have civilization, which is you, me, governments and people that live in different countries. And then you have globalists, which are like independent, rich, billionaire pirates, if you like. What these globalists seem to want is the entire world under one flag. One country, one nation, with a single leader and about a dozen staff, and a total world population of under 5 million. So that's like not even... It's far less than a large city would have. Like London's got way more people than that. Now, the way they're going to go about this is to raise energy prices and limit food production. And that's what we're seeing. It's practically a certainty now. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? If energy prices go up, people will freeze. If food prices go up, people will starve. And if they're starving and they're freezing, they're going to go mad with the stress if they don't die beforehand. Well, technically they won't just die. First of all, they're going to look to their government, the police, people like that. They're going to look to authority figures to save them, to help them out. And it's just going to be a nightmare. We already know the government can't be trusted. The individuals within the government cannot be trusted. And the end result is that the people turn on the government that they themselves voted for. So it's a breakdown of democracy. And it isn't happening naturally. Democracy works, ladies and gents. We've seen that. And Pikachus. Even with the advent of Pikachus, Pikachu identity politics, it still works. However, when it's sufficiently weak and divided, it becomes vulnerable to outside attack. And that is what's causing all this. That's what we're seeing. Pretty frightening stuff, really. So, yeah, we need to put our thinking caps on, take a deep breath and realise we're not beaten. We haven't even started to fight back yet. And we can easily duck this and counter this. So that's what I think we should talk about more. That's what I'm going to try and talk about now. So now that we've identified and described the problem, we need to ask ourselves, how do we get out of this? Well, the first thing we need to do is just take a deep breath and relax. Realise that having a panic fit or a tantrum, showing anger, sadness, regret, guilt, any of these things is not going to help us at all. It's just going to waste time and make things a lot worse for us. So we've got to be conscientious, yes, and moral, but we've got to look after ourselves as well as others. We've got to look at the morality of what we're doing to ourselves and the people around us as well. So it's a hopeful message, this one, even though it doesn't really sound like it is. By the end of it, we'll feel better about what's happening and a little bit more confident. The principal reason, I suppose, is because, yes, we're up against it. The enemies of the civilization of this country it's not a lot of people, but they have huge amount of resources and they're very, very determined and have an absolute irrational discriminatory hate of us, and that's presumably why they don't mind the thought of getting rid of us. They kind of think it is moral to do that. But the regime's so flimsy. Like I said earlier, a government becomes weak when it's based upon corruption and upon lies, because the kind of table legs that support it, if you like, are very brittle. All it takes is a swift kick on one, and once you got rid of one, the others will tend to crumble as well, and that's how we're going to get round this problem. Individually, we can't really do a lot, but if we all do something and we do it together, then the force of that movement will be enough to change the direction of things and favour us for the future going forward. You might actually well be thinking, who are these guys? Who's he talking about? He won't particularly say. And that's another problem we find. People are too general when they're talking about these things. So when I'm talking about the enemies of the West, the enemies of freedom and democracy, I'm of course talking about the communist nations such as China, North Korea, Russia, these kind of places where they actually have a concerted, harboured, premeditated effort to get rid of us and to take us over. So they do have that globalist worldview where they think they should be the leaders and we should be the serfs or dead. But we will not go so quietly, comrade. No, we've got everything we need to battle this. We've got the internet, we've got a little bit of money in our pockets. Now, I know a lot of people are going to complain about their income, but realistically, compared to 99% of the rest of the people on this planet, we have got everything that we need plus more. We're pretty, well set. We're privileged, if you like. And so the thing to do, individually and as a group, whether or not you get paid for doing it, whether or not you get notoriety or popularity, the thing to do is record a daily journal, like videos on YouTube, or write it down. It doesn't matter how you do it. But when people from the future look back, They're not going to see the deleted messages or articles of the truth. They're only going to see what's remaining. They're going to see the non-cancelled stuff. So that means it's our responsibility individually to make as much content as we can, to reflect as much truth as we can, and to try and model what we do in the future and how we think upon that, rather than this false narrative that we're being fed. So that sets out the stall, and it lets you know what to expect in future and what you personally can do about it, what we can all do about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the longest intro ever. So, what I was going to propose is we all need to keep our own records. Now, the easiest way I've found is a minimal spending on camera, microphone and laptop, or some sort of computer, and YouTube. YouTube will keep and store and provide to everyone else all your videos for absolutely no money. Now, we're all quite ignorant to how much this costs. That is a fortune. It's really difficult to do, and it costs a lot of money. So, I know we all like to slag off YouTube, and trust me, I have done too. They have their flaws. But realistically, they're providing a completely free service where you can block all the ads if you're so fancy, like I do, and you can completely use it as a personal video journal, and they'll pay for it. The only thing you need to keep in mind is that other people are going to look at it because it is public, so you've got to try not to offend people and not to tell lies. But that is simple. So, well, I put it to you: who's got the bottle, and who's got the wit? And who's got the mouth to say what needs to be said, to make records of what needs to be said being said, so that people in future can look back and say, no, look, we know that you're lying. Look, there's millions of people that have said that that's a lie, and there's records everywhere. You cannot cover it up. So, yeah, that's what I think you should do. That's what I'm doing. That's why I have this channel. That's why I talk about politics as well as the things that I normally talk about. But I realise it's difficult. You know, it's like I said, it's taken me a year, possibly 2 years, to get to the stage of a level 1 punk who's complete amateur, untrained, unwashed peasant of YouTube, which is what I am. So I've got kind of minimal popularity, and I understand that, and I enjoy that. You know, it's good. I appreciate that. But I don't expect that it's ever going to get much more, and I don't want it to. I would rather that I had 10 friends who were just minimally popular like me, but we're making videos like this that we could all have as a forum, discuss it with each other, compare each other's videos, and keep track of what's true, what's not, who's lying, and who's got a tendency to not lie. So we can be the keepers of the journalistic freedom that we don't have anymore. We can be the keepers of the freedoms that democracy has given us that might be getting taken away, or that people are trying to take away from us. So I often think of this when I'm looking out my window to my birds on the balcony. They're so free and so peaceful, and everything's constantly trying to kill them. They're constantly searching for food, but you know, you never hear them really complaining about it. I think we could take a good example from that. It's like, we need to get on with it. We need to individually work together. Then we need to work for our friends and family. Then we need to work for the betterment of our species, despite what the rich and powerful, irresponsible celebrities have been doing and saying and trying to convince us of. It's not our fight. Our fight is this one: getting the truth out there and maintaining it throughout time, so that future generations will know that we had this battle, and eventually we will win it. Whereas if we don't win, it will be completely forgotten about. There will be no record of it, like in China and North Korea. People have no idea. You know, in North Korea, people think that their dear leader is an actual god, like he will never die. He's got the spirit of the original guy, and it's completely stupid. Like, do you want the whole world to be dominated with that? Because all it takes is a few muscle-bound morons with some money to pay some other morons to help them. And before you know it, it's an internal conflict between them, and everybody else is starving, freezing, or dead. So, I'm going to leave you on that note. That's the end of this podcast, this informative rant about what's going to happen and what we can do. But I'll go back to the point. We all need to make records. We all need to start writing on blogs or on YouTube videos or Vines, or I don't know what else is out there. Preferably not TikTok, which is completely a controlled platform, CCP controlled platform. And I've done previous videos of that, so I won't go into it. But if you need any help doing it, come to me. Like I say, I'm an amateur, I'm a level 1 punk, but I will help you get sorted out. I'll help you find all the deals so you get cheap stuff and you get the good stuff. I'll help you with the simple problems, and you need speaking confidence, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. If you have any inclination to make videos, recordings, journals, Wikipedia entries, anything at all, please get in touch and I'll help you out. And hopefully Over time, it will be slow, but over time, if we work hard and we stick to our morals and we stick to our guns and we're courageous and we're righteous and we don't get distracted and pissed off and start rioting, demonstrating and being ourselves, if we can keep to ourselves and keep focused, we'll get somewhere with this. This is a fight we can definitely win. So brothers and sisters and Pikachus, Englishmen and people of the world, this is our fight. Let's do it. Let's make these recordings. If you need any help, come to me, and I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you think about what I've said. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye now. Bye.